Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt, and we're continuing on our beer style series today. Today we're going to switch gears a little bit. We've been talking about predominantly English styles of beer, and this beer has its origins in England, but I'm not going to say it's an exclusively English style beer, and we're going to start talking about the stouts and the different varieties. And the first one we're going to talk about today is the Oatmeal Stout. Let's go over the numbers real quick. SRM 20 to 50. IBUs are 20 to 40. ABV is 3.8 to around 6%. And we're going to serve this particular beer at between 50 and 55 degrees. And what makes this beer unique, and it should be apparent by the name, is the addition of oatmeal or flaked oats into the grain bill. And what that does is adds a rich, smooth body or smoothness to the body. And that's how it sticks out compared to the other beers. Oatmeal stouts tend to be dark brown to black in color. They pour opaque. As far as carbonation wise, they'll be on the low to medium end. At 3.8 to 6%, the alcohol sensation's mild. Another thing that's very mild, if noticeable at all, is the hop aroma or flavor. On these particular beers, it's kind of optional, and some you may notice it, some you may not. As far as hop bitterness, it comes in around the medium range, and that provides balance for this beer. One thing you're definitely going to pick up is a coffee-like roasty maltiness that will also have some chocolate and caramel notes to that. The ale yeast produces very low fruity esters. It's not going to be something you're really going to pick up. But with the oats, you're going to get a nice mouth-coating body, some viscosity to this beer, and that's going to produce a medium finish. Food pairing-wise, we're going to look at things like a chicken mole, which kind of makes sense with the chocolatey, roasty notes in there, and then something like an aged cheddar. The particular one we're going to try today is another fine beer from the folks at Samuel Smith's Brewing from Tadcaster. An interesting note I read about Samuel Smith is they own around 200 pubs throughout Great Britain, and around 2004 they decided to turn off the music that's piped in and played at their bars, and that was to save money off royalty fees. But what they found out is that their guests actually liked it, that they're kind of tired of having to speak over it, if you want to hold a conversation. And I thought that was very unique, because I'm not sure if that would necessarily work here in the States, but I can think of a lot of times where you're at a bar and the music's loud, or they're playing obviously music you don't like, and that could always start some kind of issues. And they just decided, we're going to go with no music and let you folks talk to each other. So I found that very interesting. So let's give this oatmeal stout a try. Alright. We can see this pours very black. We got about a nice finger width of a darker khaki head. Holds the head fairly well. Holding it up to the light. Yeah, that is pretty opaque. Let's give her a nose. Yeah, this is pretty much dark malts and not much more. I don't even necessarily get a lot of oats on the nose. Maybe it's represented through some of the little sweetness, but you're not getting any hops for sure on this. Let's give her a try. That's real nice. Definitely get the roastiness, get the sweetness punch on the tongue. This beer has some substantiability. I'm some substantialness on my tongue. Here, I'll have another. Yep, that's nice. I get a hint back mid-tongue or something, some of that hop bitterness that, again, is giving. This is not just pure malt sweetness that's going down. There's more to it. It definitely coats my body. The finish is medium-ish. It's not lingering too long, but it's there. You notice it. Real nice. The roastiness is probably what lingers a little bit more than the sweetness. Almost like I got a little bit of ground, coffee ground or something like that, but it's not dominant. It's not there. This is a beer, I'm going to say, that has enough body where this is not necessarily, this is definitely not a thirst quencher. This is not something you're going to drink fast. This is something you're going to enjoy. Because of that body and because of a little bit of the roastiness, I'm not sure this is a beginner's beer. There's other stouts, dark beers that are more approachable to your Bud Light drinking friends. I'm not sure if this is necessarily it. I'm not saying it's a bad beer for them. You might want to let them try it, but I don't know if it's quite. This might be a little more than they are ready for. But definitely a nice little beer. We're starting to get to the fall season. I think this is definitely going to be a great beer here in another month or two when we get a little bit cooler temperatures. But I'm going to drink it right now. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always leave them in the comment section, or you can contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.